Hello, Tim O'Kelly here, and I want to bring to you this topic called Do Not Settle. Okay, but before I jump right into that, I got to share just a little bit about my history, where I came from, and why I'm doing this, right? I did my first personal development class in the 80s, 1988, and just in that one weekend, made some new decisions, some new choices on my career, and have been doing this work ever since that October class in 1988. And I've traveled around different parts of this country, different parts of Canada, doing this work, been on many, many stages. And this was one of the first pieces that I started working on, because it was one of the first pieces that I heard in my whole personal development journey that really grabbed my attention. And it's a very simple one. And it says very simply this: do not settle. Now, so this is a mindset, okay? And this is something that I really recommend you take with you everywhere you go. Have this in the back of your head, and to apply it whenever necessary. So what this idea, let me give you a story. This is how I heard it the first time. I was in that class. It happened on Saturday. And this is the exact story I heard. So if you take two dogs, okay, and you prepare a steak, and you cut the bone like a big old porterhouse or a big old ribeye. You cut the bone out and put the bone on a plate, and then put the steak on a plate, and then let the two dogs in. Who's going to get together? You know, everybody's going to converge in one area, and that's to the steak. No one's going to the bone. But isn't it interesting how dogs love bones? Yeah, you know why they love bones? Because sometimes that's all they get. And isn't it better than the dog food that they eat? But yet, is the bone what they really want? No, dogs love meat, right? But they settle for bones because sometimes that's what they're given. I remember hearing that, and it just sizzled in my brain that I have never thought about that before. I have never thought that way. I had a tendency of thinking, what can I get? Not, what do I really want? And that began my personal development journey back in 1988. And so I want to tell you this quick story that just happened, recently, it's about a month and a half ago, okay? Decided that, I didn't exercise, and I realized that in all the areas of my life, the one area that was lacking was fun. I've been working really hard. I love what I do, though. I love this work. I do classes. But that one area that I looked at was just fun, and I rated it a 2. And then it really got me thinking that, you know what? One of the things I used to do, and I loved doing, was ride motorcycles. And I let my motorcycles go when I had my first child. She's 24 now, okay? And I always told myself, I'll get a bike again. I decided after I marked that a 2, it's time for me to ride again. Okay, so I go down to Orange County Harley-Davidson in Irvine. Now, if you think I'm doing a plug for them, I am. And I'll tell you why I am, okay? So I went down there and met a man, right? His name was Bill, right? So I'm talking to Bill, and I don't know, right? Bill Bogart's his name. Bill Bogart's his name, and I'm talking with Bill, and I don't know, am I going to go used bike? Am I going to go, new bike? I didn't know, so I asked him. It's been so long since I've had a bike, right? And I said, I'm thinking about used or thinking about new. And he said something that I thought was really, really great. Now, I don't know if he said these words, but it's how I heard it, okay? So what I heard was, if I am a money guy, like resale value, saving money, being thrifty with money, then let's look at the used bikes. And what I got from him is he was very open to showing me the used bikes, if that's what I wanted. And then when I got from it, it goes, now if you're a rider, if you're a biker, then get what you want. And I remember hearing that again. Now this is only a month and a half ago. And there's that, do I go for the money thing? Do I go for a lesser payment, something I can afford, or am I going for what I want? And he goes, if you take a used bike, you're going to have used miles on it. Those aren't your miles. And if that's okay with you, because of the money you're going to save, then do that. Or do you want to put the miles on your bike yourself? Have your miles. So that got me going down the tube of, okay, I'm going for a new bike. Well, now I'm looking at new bikes, and they Tracy and Bill down there and those people are like, God, is he ever going to make a decision, right? So I'm looking at all these bikes. I go back outside. I look at the ones outside. I come back in. I leave. I go do a class. I come back. I'm still looking at bikes. I'm sitting in Bill's office. Well, what's funny about it, it wasn't even Bill's office. Bill has another office, but his computer wasn't working. So we went into the office, I think, where nobody wants. I'm guessing. I don't know. As I'm sitting in this office I wasn't even supposed to be at, there's a little sign on a desk that sizzled my brain again. And this is, I don't know the exact words of it, but this is what it said. If you cannot get off your bike and walk a few steps away and turn and look at it and go, that is a beautiful bike, then don't buy it. And I saw that sign and I went, okay, I got to be done with the money thing. I got to be done with getting the best deal. And I left and I didn't buy anything. And on my way out, Bill said, because he knew I was going to go do a class, Bill said, here, take the book. And it was a book with all the motorcycles in it. And I take it with me and I'm looking at it on my trip and I turn the page and I see a Softail Slim green with a star on it. And right then, I knew that's the one that I could walk away from and turn back and go, that is a beautiful bike. And what I got from Bill was, if you don't do that, you don't buy that one, you're going to regret it for a long time. You buy that one that you can look back and go, that is beautiful, you're going to be really, really happy with it. Now, what I've noticed is every time I walk away from that bike, I do turn back on purpose and look at it because it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, just that attitude of riding a bike that I absolutely love and I'm proud of has paid for itself. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Just me being that happy, I have done better in my business. I've done better with my people. I've done better with my clients and my customers. And that money is coming back to me. And so what this message is just very, very simple, is what do you want, right? What's that your heart says, I got to have that? Then this message is very simple. Anytime you find yourself in a debate, do I want this or do I want this? Just stop for a moment and take a look at, what do I want? You know, and have we ever done it in relationships? I have done it in relationships before. You know, get the one that likes me and be in a relationship. But yet the one I want is maybe over here, but I'm not able to, it looks like, maybe get her or she'll go out with me. So settle over here. I'm sure we've all done it before in some area. So this is just a mentality to have, that you put the glasses up and look through this one. Am I getting, am I doing, am I searching after what I really want, what my heart really wants, or am I doing what's easy? Am I doing what's comfortable? Am I working in a company where at least I can pay the bills because that's safe? But yet, deep in my heart, what I want to do is I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to go. I want to be able to travel and do the things I want to be able to do the things I love to do. But yet, I'm doing this, right? I'm doing what I don't really love, but at least it pays the bills. And the problem with that is if we stay in that area, do you know the price we pay? And it's what Bill told me in different words. I'm going to regret it every time I look at that bike, because there's going to be a part of me that goes, I know there was one I really wanted to have, but I settled. So get what you want. And one of the first stages of this is get clear. What do you want? You know, what do you really want? And are you going after it? And how you'll know that it's supposed to be that way is if it's uncomfortable. Please hear that. If you're sitting down with someone who's got a bike or a car or whatever and they're wanting you to get what you want, you're going to be uncomfortable. That payment is going to go past the payment that you came in willing to pay. True? Right? The one you really want is going to be above that. It happens to everybody. You come in thinking, this is what I want to spend. The one you want is always going to be above that. Right? So that's how you know. If you are in business and you want to own your own company, how you know it's valuable is if it's uncomfortable. If your fears come up, if your doubts come up, if your part of your mind goes, wait a minute, this is not okay. This is going to cost you more money. If you have all those fears and all that stuff coming up, you're on the right track. And then at that point, you're going to make a choice. Do something easy. Do something that is less than what you want, or stay on track and go for what you want. So be able to walk away and turn back and look at it and have that sense in you that's like, that is gorgeous. That is everything that I want. So that's what I'm asking you to do right now, is to just keep that in mind and do not settle. Go for what you want, because you can have it. Everybody has a dream and everybody has obstacles. And it's not getting rid of the obstacles. It's about overcoming the fears, overcoming the obstacles, and you living what you want. Thank you very much.